Hey, ooh, blue sleeves. Maybe there's a change of costume in the future. And as usual, there's no Sai, which is considering really, because I'm bloody annoyed with him, especially when it came to... What on earth is this? Oh, it's a letter addressed to me. I wonder who it's from. Throw that away. Let's have a looky look. It is from... Sai. Let's see what he has to say. Dear cartoon guy. Oh, that's nice. Firstly, I want to apologise for not being there, but I have my reasons. What? You don't do anything. And as a token of peace, I've left you a gift. Wow. Thanks. Weird gift. Secondly, I know you're annoyed that you couldn't make a video for the month of horror, but there's always next year. So please accept this as my apology, and I'll see you soon. Kind regards, Sai Retro. P.S. Don't forget to end the video with what I've written here. What's it say? Oh, that's interesting. Well, what can I say? He apologised, and he left me a gift. But that's not good enough. You know what I think of your apology, Simon? This is what I think of your apology, Si. And as for this mask, actually, there is a classic 80s cartoon that features masks wearing heroes and villains.
Oh, really?
This, of course, would be M.A.S.K, Mobile Armored Strike Command, but spelt with a K and not a C.
What?
Yeah, it's best you don't ask, but anyway, come back with me to the past to learn more about M.A.S.K and listen to the velvet tones of my angelic voice. You know what? That's not funny, and I'm sick of it. Anyway. Now, the 80s seemed to be the decade where audiences were treated to some absolute classic cartoons of the small screen. The likes of Jason the Wheeled Warriors, Ulysses 31, and of course Thundercats were captivating viewers throughout the era of neon colours and hairspray. Wow. The main foundation for the majority of cartoons in the 80s was the good guys going against the bad guys in a never-ending struggle for freedom.
You're goddamn right.
And with most cartoons of the 80s, there was the ever-faithful toy line, and this was no different when it came to M.A.S.K. Toy company Kenner released a series of various action figures, transforming vehicles, and a massive playset known as Boulder Hill, which if you owned alongside Castle Grayskull and the Thundercat layer, it made you the cool kid in your neighbourhood.
Oh yeah!
And it was from these toys that the animated TV show would make its presence on the small screen, and don't even get me started on that highly catchy intro song, which, thinking about it now, Sai can sing, but really bad, kinda like nails on a chalkboard. The story of M.A.S.K follows the escapades of Matt Tracker, who heads up a special task force known as Mobile Armored Strike Command. With his team, they're in an ongoing battle against a criminal organisation known as Venom, headed by Miles Mayhem, whose primary goal is obtaining money and power through any means necessary.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
There is, however, a backstory to the main series, where Miles Mayhem and Matt Tracker actually work together to benefit mankind with their advanced technology. But Miles Mayhem always had a lust for power and money, and certain events led him to steal all the advanced technology and burn down the base of operations.
Oh crap.
This of course would lead Matt Tracker to form M.A.S.K, a force of good against a criminal organisation known as Venom. Each team had cutting edge technology which allowed for the majority of their vehicles to take on many different functionalities. But it was the aforementioned masks, or helmets if you will, that became a massive factor on the TV show. Now they say that illusion is the ultimate weapon, especially when it comes to these super powered helmets. But I'm pretty certain there is something out there that can stop anything in its tracks. See what I mean? Oh, painful. M.A.S.K itself had a 75 episode run where the likes of the teams M.A.S.K and Venom would go toe to toe against one another.
Just bring it, bitch!
Sometimes in light-hearted adventures, while other episodes would be action-packed storylines filled with moments of peril. This type of thing always happened at the middle of an episode, where Matt Tracker or one of his teammates, or even his son Scott, would face some deadly situations that could have a gruesome end.
Bye, have a great time.
But luckily it never got that far. But anyway, there is one thing that always annoyed me when Matt Tracker called upon his teammates. They would literally drop everything that they're doing, even dinner. But of course you can't talk about M.A.S.K without mentioning some of the vehicles, especially that motorbike that turned into a helicopter. But there were two other characters within the TV show that were mainly aimed for kids, essentially the comedy relief. This would be Scott Tracker and T-Bob. Now, for some, Scott Tracker was highly annoying, especially when he didn't listen to T-Bob. And thinking about it now, there are certain episodes within M.A.S.K that perhaps there's more than meets the eye when it comes to this endearing robot. Maybe T-Bob was actually the most powerful entity within M.A.S.K, a robot programmed to protect the Tracker family at all costs from the forces of evil. M.A.S.K found itself becoming massively popular, with merchandise, a couple of video games, and even a comic line being introduced, expanding the universe created by the toy line itself and the animated TV show. However, like most things, this popularity would soon start to dwindle, especially when it came to the second season. Gone was the over-the-top action and the fun storylines, and in its place, it was all about racing. Yeah, most of the characters would make an appearance even with their super-powered helmets, but honestly, it felt like M.A.S.K had lost its magic.
Oh, come on!
Although if you like racing, then season 2's right up your street, but for me, it's all about the first season with the super-powered helmets and the cars that could fly. Overall, M.A.S.K is a testament to a simpler time of cartoon viewing, where, as I said before, it was all about the good guys defeating the bad guys in order to save the day. From the amazing intro and its catchy soundtrack, M.A.S.K is highly enjoyable to watch, and it's easy to see why it became such a legend of the 80s. Even now, decades after its release, M.A.S.K has a loyal fan base, such as the likes of Visionaries and one of my personal favourites, Thundercats.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight.
What would be great to see is the return of M.A.S.K, where perhaps Scott Tracker has become part of the team, or maybe defecting over to Venom to try and take over the world. Just imagine it, father against son in an epic battle for the world. Ooh, gives me goosebumps.
Right.
Either way, if this never comes to fruition, viewers old and new can still enjoy the adventures of M.A.S.K and relive some of the magic that this cartoon first brought to the small screen all the way back in the 80s. But if you had the choice, which team would you be on and what helmet would you like to own? Spectrum every time. Well, there's not much more I can say about M.A.S.K, but would you like a clue as to what cartoon I'll be looking at next time I appear on the channel? I thought you might. Well, the only clue I'm going to give you is the next cartoon I'll be speaking about is from the illustrious world of gaming.
Nice.
Anyway, come back next time where Si takes a look at a fighting series that once went toe-to-toe with Street Fighter 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next game. Right. See ya.